Well done.
Thank you.
Really good.
We gonna take it, 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 gonna take it to the top. I'm gonna take it to the top. I'm
Welcome to East Grinstead Hockey TV and to our second double header of the weekend as East Grinstead women face off against Loughborough University women. And we will share with you some of the details of that game in just a few moments. So confirmation of today's game, East Grinstead hosting Loughborough University, and the eagle-eyed amongst you will throughout the game see Eva Gilbert with her gigantic camera around the edge of the pitch. She takes amazing photographs of all the games, not just ours, but many other matches as well. Thanks to Charles Mills for being a match sponsor as always. And thank you very much, Grays, for being our kit partner. We will show you a few bits and pieces around that in just a few minutes. Just in terms of the home team squad, and I'll put the squad up for you on the screen, and I will also open up the microphone to my colleague Ben Barden, if I can just unmute him. And as we go through the squad, I might ask Ben if would you like to say hello, Ben?
Hello, Simon. Hello, I'm thrilled to be here and actually go through the team for you if you'd like me to. At number one, we've got Mia Welch back in after Charlie Warren on debut came through yesterday. She did a great job and we came out 5-2 winners on that. So great to have Charlie in yesterday, but we got Mila back between the sticks today. Beth Alexander, number 3, faced off against her sister yesterday in her old university. Today, Sally Simon, number 4, Mauser, number 5, Amy Thompson at number 6, Millie Gibbio at number 7, Corey Hansford is in at 9, Carlotta at 11, Lyle Walker at 12, Tess Howard back in today at number 14, alongside her goal scoring partner Bea Mills in at 15. Chloe Brown is number 17 with Molly Mason at 18. We've got Julia Barkazak at 24, Leisha Nelson, who makes her 3rd appearance for the first team after scoring in her 2nd appearance yesterday. And lastly, rounded off by Grace Boston at 31. Head coaches Theo Dowse, along with Brad Reed assisting him, and Barney Furlong managing the side for today.
So I think we might have had a bit of a sound issue there, but so Ben, just say hello again.
Hello.
That is much better, I think.
Much clearer. Fine.
Now, we don't want to look at the men's squad yet. We want to look at the visiting squad from Loughborough University. So here is the Loughborough squad.
Right, I'm gonna. It's a little bit from distance.
Shall I do this one since I'm closer to the text?
You go ahead.
So we've got number 1, Molly Smith. Then we have Amy Birch, Jessica Dyson, who's the captain, Faith Joubert, Bethany Gardens, Neve McIver, Emma Uprichard, Pippi Sporforth, Amy Cradden, Holly Dring Richardson, Lucy Mackey, Charlotte Triggs, Mia Moore, Tilly Crampsey, Lily Beer and Hannah Boss, and head coaches Jamie Catcher, manager Sophie Jennings. One person that we know of missing, Liv Breed.
Liv Breed. She's not playing. Interesting.
No number 10.
Oh, maybe Breedy's in her EG kit waiting instead. No, but Loughborough's got a great lineup. Actually, a number of them have been named in the under-21 squad going to the World Cup. So one of which is Liv Breed, who used to be at East Grinstead. You've got Hannah Boss, Tilly Crampsey, Holly Dring Richardson, along with Jess Dyson, Beth Gardens. Who else is there? Mia Moore and Molly Smith as a goalkeeper as well. So a number of the Loughborough team will be heading out alongside Bieber Mills as well to the Under-21 World Cup. So massive congratulations to any of those guys who have been selected, but will prove probably a bit of a challenge for today.
So, match officials, Harry Raffan and AJ Small, with the match official Pritpal Sagu.
So today is game 2 of the weekend for both teams. All of the teams in the Premier League having 2 fixtures this weekend, so a little bit of a tough one on the legs for some of them. A couple of teams rotating people in and out. You can see the league standings just there. Surbiton topping the table at the moment, closely followed by Hampstead and then ourselves, with the University of Birmingham having a really strong start to the season, who are on the same amount of points as Wimbledon and Reading. Loughborough, our opponents today, currently sitting in 7th position on, is that 8 points? 8 points there. And so will be a difficult fixture for us today, despite the sort of difference in league standings. It will be tricky. It's always tricky. Although they are coming off a bit of a tough defeat away at Surbiton, where they were sort of played off the park 9-1, many a short corner going past the keeper yesterday. So hopefully they'll be looking to bounce back from that. I'm sure they're not wanting to endure a similar 70-minute period today against us, but I'm very much hoping actually we could replicate a similar scoreline for today. So other fixtures happening this weekend. On the Sunday, we've got Wimbledon are hosting Bowden at Rains Park at 1 o'clock. Bowden drawing yesterday, I think, with Reading. So hopefully they can get a strong set of points down south before they return up north. The Barnes are hosting the University of Nottingham, who were with us yesterday, losing out 6-2. So they're hoping that this was an opportunity for points today. We've got Reading are hosting Durham University. Durham, who are travelling a lot at the moment, will be looking to pick up points at Sonning Lane. Clifton Robinsons host Surbiton, who made their way over to Clifton College. And then Hampstead are hosting the University of Birmingham, who are hoping to extend their good run of matches into Sunday, basically.
Thank you very much, Ben. And just a moment whilst we the like dying seconds of the warm up, you can see the Loughborough girls there doing their shots on goal. Just a short clip to show you of our new kit partner. Thank you very much to Hockey Focus for helping us to produce that video. Really appreciate it. Ben, putting you on the spot, what do you think of the new kit?
I like the new Grace kit. There's parts of it I like more than others. I think most of the non sort of match kit I think looks pretty smart. I'm wearing the new Grace hoodie. Which camera am I going to? I'm going with the new Grace hoodie today. Of course, it was quite nice, quite smart. But it's some nice kit, to be honest. I know some people have gone full Greys. They've gone shoes as well as stick, socks, everything. But it's quite nice, actually. I like the hoodie. Hoodie's my favourite bit of kit so far. Going to that one.
Very good. I am afraid that my favourite item is something that's only available from the outlet store at the moment, which is a bit more of a sort of a shell cover. Maybe that's related to my age, but I love it all. So looks like the teams are getting ready to walk out. And as always, you can see them lining up with the mascots. So it appears to be a dog included in the mascots today. And just whilst we're at it, not so many juniors at the club today, even though it's a Sunday, and that being because so many of them are playing in the Indoor Hockey UK competition that's called the London Grand Slam. I didn't actually know Crawley was in London, but great venue.
I think they're being slightly generous there, calling Crawley London. I think Crawley would be dead chuffed with that. But yeah, that's where I'm off to later. I've got the under 18 girls today. I know we've got under 18 boys as well, but we got some really good success yesterday. I think our under 12 girls won their whole entire age group, didn't lose a game. I think the under 16s were similar as well, with a couple of our players being named sort of players of the tournament. So really promising that we've got strong juniors coming through, but also the fact that we've got indoor hockey now in the year, which is quite cool compared to just waiting for that sort of lone month of the year where we get to sort of watch one or two games. Teams making their way out now, led by their respective captains. Courtney Hansford for us today. Now, players will know each other relatively well. I mentioned before we've got like Bieber, who competes with the 21s, along with some of the girls from Loughborough as well. We've also got Liv Breed, who used to be at EG as well. A couple of our girls, like Ellie Ray, used to be at Loughborough as well. So they're fairly familiar. People like Millie Giglio, Lil Walker used to work with Jamie Kachir at Birmingham. So there's a load of links here that you can draw upon. So the teams will be fairly familiar with each other before we get started already.
EG girls all squatting down. You've got Mila there, number 1, and number 9, Captain Courtney, and number 4, Vice Captain Sally Syme, getting ready for their final few words. What do people talk about, Ben, in these little huddles? I'm always interested.
It's a real mixture thing. Sometimes it's reiterating the key message from the coach, or otherwise it's sometimes ignoring those messages as well, and doing your own thing. I think for some people, but otherwise it's just about getting the girls up for the game. To be honest, about the importance of some fixtures, whether that's like a final or something, the energy they need to bring, the sort of the first things they need to remember within the game, any reminders of sort of key roles, responsibilities. But normally it's just sort of about getting each other up for the game in that last huddle, because most sort of the tactical stuff has been done beforehand. So it's very much just reiterating a couple of key messages and then geeing each other up for getting them into the right place to compete.
I've noticed there's often a few final superstitions. I'm sure a lot of the superstitions happen in the changing room with which shoe do you put on first and all that. But I don't know if people noticed, but Chloe Brown every single time before a game will touch everyone else's stick with her own. She goes around the whole team and taps everyone's stick. And I've always looked for that, and she did it again today.
So I think some people, I was speaking with Grace about this, she was like, the more superstitions you have, the more chance you have of stuff going wrong, because you've got to make sure you're constantly putting your left shoe on before your right, and that actually you tap each other's stick, and that you always sit in the same spot in the changing room, and whatever. So actually, I think some people try and remain superstition free. I didn't peg Chloe for actually a superstitious type, to be honest.
Me neither.
No, that's throwing me a bit. Right, we're off, we're underway. Loughborough trying to get the ball into the circle nice and early. See if they can start a little bit more positively than they did against Surbiton. Now, I watched a bit of the Surbiton-Loughborough game, and they actually held out for the whole first quarter, Loughborough, before conceding within 20 seconds in Q2. So a little bit of a frustrating one for them, because they were competing for a bit before Surbiton just decided to turn it on, basically. Beth Alexander just losing out. She looks to eliminate past the right forward for Loughborough there.
Just a little bit of background information. We mute the sound from the pitch pre-match because both teams like to have their own music on and so on, and if that music was played over the live stream, we'd get a copyright strike, so we're quite careful about that, which is why you have to put up with us chatting before the game. But now you can hear a little bit of background noise, and we'll try and make sure that it's not too dominated by the sound of the wind.
Good turn through midfield by Loughborough player. A little jab by Tomps just to put her off from her carry. Loughborough's captain getting on the ball now. Looks to eliminate past Julia. Gets them into the circle early. Ball is watched carefully across by Mila. Past her right post.
Now we do like a like. So basically, if you've watched our live streams before, you know the rules. We do the live stream. Doesn't cost you anything, but we like to get 20 likes. We've got the one so far, so thank you to that person. And if you can, we'd really appreciate it if you'd press the like button, perhaps even subscribe and hit the bell button. That means you'll see more hockey in your YouTube feed. But we do like the likes. If you can possibly find it in your heart to click the like button for us, thank you very much.
Doing some good work there just to retain possession.
Also, we just should do a shout out. Somebody's commented, I think Bethan Collier, don't forget Wales. Amy Cradden from Loughborough is also going to the Junior World Cup. So our bad, we missed that one. Thank you for letting us know. And do comment. We love to get some feedback. Tell us what we could do better, and anything that you think is important enough to give a shout out. Please let us know. Thank you for the 8 likes. Appreciate it. 11 to go. Thank you.
Good receive. Right hand shoulder the circle. Carry across. Mila looks to smother. Just goes into that side netting. 16 given by AJ. Now, as you know, we're actually up in the booth right now rather than down pitch side, which we've been previously, which is quite nice and warm in here. The one thing I'm really enjoying about being here is I don't have to be pitch side to listen to Jamie Kachia for 70 minutes. Now, as much as I love Jamie, that man shouts for the whole match, and so actually it's quite nice in here. I can have a little bit of respite from it. I know with a double header he'll need a Strepsil or two to get him through the weekend. See, Loughborough sort of in this sort of loose man-to-man at the moment, relative to where the ball is back half of the pitch, very much tagged up. Midfield a little bit looser on Lil Walker, allowing her to turn a little bit, or maybe it's a bit of his own. But good steal inside from the ball from Grace. Tom's 1v1, which is probably the person you want off-ball 1v1 against a runaway forward. Looks to slow down play and does so. So we get numbers behind the ball. Umpire just ushering for that to be taken back a couple of metres. Alexander just doing well to retain pressure under close attention from a couple of players. Connects with Julia out on the right hand side. Imagine Bess feeling pretty up for this one, given it's her old team. Looks to stamp a bit of authority on the game. Grace will restart play over on that right hand side of the circle. We've got Loughborough sitting in a little bit of a sort of V shape, looking to win the ball perhaps in the middle of the pitch. High pressure coming up from those two purple forwards. Grace plays inside to Giglio, looks to come back out. Space on the help side for Chloe if she can find it. She's getting her width down. Molly has a 2v1 on the outside. Good space for Mauser here as well now if they can get her on ball. Bieber inside the circle now. Looks to connect with Mauser just at the top, but Lil Walker follows up closely. Oh, I wanted the goal there. 16 given by the umpire. I was hoping Lil would carry into the circle there a little bit. Just so close. Little deflection by Giglio, takes it just slightly wide of the goal. Giglio appeals in field. Opportunity to connect. He just gets the ball a little bit stuck underneath her. Quick restart though. Looks to get the ball inside the circle. Bobbles away for another long corner. And Leisha Nelson making her way onto the pitch for her first minutes in her third appearance. Gets on ball. Doesn't quite manage to bring under control though. Good ball by Court, left foot space available. Mauser comes back inside, loads up on the ball carry, floats it through into the circle, but all the forwards around the top of the circle. Crucial, they've got to have a little bit more depth there, get a couple of more layers with inside the circle to be able to connect deeper towards the goal. Interception by Brown, plays forward to Giglio, little shave there, but wins it back again, little double turnover. Courtney doing well, long corner given one more time. EG starting to up the pressure a little bit now. Chloe Brown looks to get things underway relatively quickly now. Goes outside to Alexander, who's got some geared distribution skills to get into the circle. Opts to come back out through Thompson. Thompson floats one through into the circle. Really nice floated ball. I think Miles gets a deft touch on it, but it's cleared. Scrambled away by Loughborough. Alexander opting to come out now. Through Thompson. Big space help side. Mason doing well on the jump back. Recovers the ball well. See Nelson up front alongside Giglio. Big perceived pressure, trying to keep the ball to one side of the pitch so they can then squeeze now. Good carry forward and connects 2v1 around Mauser, but quite an agricultural decision to pump through the press. Mason does well. Free hit's being given. Julia looks to be direct, but it's just not connecting with another forward.
Little shout out for Nan Williams. Let's go Loughborough.
Thank you. No, I'm not going to do that shout out, but I appreciate the comment all the same.
I've done the shout out.
Nice little ball through by Courtney.
Yes, Courtney's having a good game. If you don't do the shout outs, you don't get the likes, and we've got 14 and we're really grateful. So just Ben, you need to know your place.
I'm sorry, I don't get. I'm like you, Simon. I'm a Birmingham boy, and we're sort of bred to. Oh, hang on. Bred really from the time we get there to the time by the time we leave to not really get on with Loughborough too much. But grateful for the game today. But I'm very much an EG fan. Right
And
now.
we're also grateful for Beth Alexander and Ellie Rea.
We're very grateful for them, but I think they've managed to survive their time in the East Midlands, and then they've found their way down here. I don't mind being very openly biased, that's fine. Good carry forward by Beth. Bill shapes up to play forward, connects with Grace here on the left. Grace shapes up to play a ball forward, just through contact though. Lots of space for Mason outside. Usually quite slow to offer their ball into the circle now. Mila having to make a save, comes away with the ball, but Loughborough doing quite well there to apply the pressure into EG's bottom sort of left-hand corner of the pitch. Lil opting to sort of get the ball through, but go through contact quite a bit. Quick restart by Walker, finds Mauser on the right-hand side. Bieber offers ahead of the ball through left foot. Mauser can accelerate through this space here now. Big space for Mason now if she can get her on ball. Beth Gordon's just peeling out there, doing well against Lil Walker, but Lil getting the second win there. Got about 3.5 left, Simon, is that right? 3.5 left in Q1. I think EG doing fairly well to get some stuff at goal. I would probably challenge them on the fact they haven't got any sort of corners or like meaningful outcomes. It's sort of just been half sort of bundles towards goal. But I might be eating my words here now. Cece comes in to the circle. Molly wins the ball back after losing it. Some quick hands on the edge there. Looks to sort of dump the ball back in. Free hit given on the edge. So as I was saying, yeah, nothing really sort of like definite or clean. Everything's a little bit hopeful and sort of ambitious at the moment. So hoping actually moving into Q2 we can get something a little bit more definite on goal. And actually I think we could probably be using the outside a little bit more. I think when we've opted to redirect play through the middle, shaping up to play forward, and actually we can continue redirecting play towards the help side of the pitch and attacking a bit more space around the T-spots. Brown back on now, looks to get high inside the circle. Lil shapes up and then repositions, allows Alexander an opportunity to carry here. Beth on the top of the circle, just runs away from her though, because I know she'd love an opportunity to hit on the backhand there. Tom's connecting with Julia. Been great having Julia here with us this year. Now, Julia's forte, her real strength is indoor, so one thing she brings to outdoor is like some really nice control in close spaces and retaining possession, as well as like being able to find a way out of sort of smaller areas. So really excited for actually her starting with us indoor, which is coming up rather shortly, to be honest. I think indoor starts this coming week, and we've got the sort of A Division Euros out in Poznan, which will be really, really cool, as well as the Super Sixes, and obviously all our junior indoor as well, which she's been getting involved with, coaching our 18s and 16s. And there's a World Cup winner. She's been great at bringing sort of all that value to our youth section. So Giglio and Courtney not best pleased about that aerial decision, but I'd probably say it's probably a fair decision based on where the defender is standing. Kind of plays forward to the screen, looks to sort of connect forward. Great, nice strike through the pitch, through the press. Builds a little bit of territory for the away team now. He looks to go over into towards the circle, but decent shot, but the offer actually too probably high inside the circle. That brings quarter one to a close, and I'm going to sum that up with this noise of it was a little bit of a nothing really definite, nothing excited me. I wasn't on the edge of my nice comfy chair here that I wanted to be. I would say that was okay. I think that was a very Sunday morning second game, quarter one. And what I'm hoping is now both teams sort of settle in a bit more and we get maybe a couple more open play chances, a couple of short corners for both teams, mainly the home team though. So we can kick on a little bit, because at the moment that was a bit bleh, that quarter. Pretty decent number of people down there today, Simon, on the far side. I was expecting Sunday to be a bit of an ask for people. I think some of the juniors have stayed on after training. I think a lot of the Loughborough fans have made their way down, the Loughborough Ultras. And as Q2 is about to begin, we do have our men in action later. So we've had a double header with the men playing later. Now they drew with Southgate 1-1, which was admittedly a little bit of a disappointing result because I thought that would have been 3 points on the board for our men, but they just narrowly lost out after a real war short corner wasn't quite charged down, and a good flick saw Southgate sharing the points with us as they make their way to back home basically to play Beeston later today. Our men take on Old Georgians, who come off a second defeat of the season, which is a surprise to everyone given their sort of dominance over the England Hockey League over the last however many years, where they're not really losing out. I think probably the last 4 years they haven't really lost a game apart from the ones recently against Surbiton and then Hampstead, both at home as well. But maybe a little bit of sort of fall off after the EHL success they had beating Bloemendaal, Dutch Titans. But also missing a couple of key players today, so I think Sam Ward is still out with broken leg. I think James Albury might be ill, so I think a little bit weaker than what they maybe usually are. But that's not to say they're going to be any sort of easy game by any stretch. Surbiton also host Cardiff and Met at 2:30. Wimbledon take on Brooklands at 3 o'clock at Rains Park. Reading play Holcombe at 3:30. And Hampstead take on Oxted at 4:30 at Paddington Rec. Good restart by Giglio. Umpires asking her to be taken back though. Alexander shaping up to play forward, comes back out to Toms. Loughborough doing well to keep it to one side of the pitch now, trying to keep Alexander on ball. Big diagonal space open though, and Beck just can't quite find it on the forehand there. So Loughborough will restart within their own half. Braden looks to carry forward, but stopped by Captain Hansford in her tracks. Thomas accelerates really well, connects with Cece. One more pass through goes to Chloe Brown, but they opt to come back out. Gets Beth on ball on that right hand side, who plays forward towards Bieber. Backstick has been given. Quick restart by Bieber. She's inches away from the circle now. Gets in there. Looks to deliver a cross goal, and long corner has been given. I want to see a corner now, and I want to see a goal. I want to see Bieber score her 4th in 2 games. First teams remaining in action up until sort of the 29th of November, I want to say, before they have their break. Bieber inside the circle now, juggles the ball up, goes upright backhand, doesn't quite get hold of it, sliced across the circle and recovered by Loughborough, who then sort of tried to counter through the middle of the pitch, doing quite well. Great tackle by CC. Another great tackle. Free hit given to Loughborough. As I say, most of the club has been sort of out of action this week. Nice little rest period during half term. We have got bits of busyness, including the Indoor Hockey UK. I know a couple of our girls are also involved in England under 16 assessments as well, which are happening up at Lilleshall this week. So best of luck to them who are getting involved in that. So there is lots still going on here, despite the club taking a little bit of a lull during this half term period. Ball forward to Giglio now, a couple of bits of quick hands, and loses out though. Mauser wins the running race. Ball inside the circle now, Mila does really well. Corner has been given. Quite sure, didn't manage to see what the foul was there, to be honest. Any idea, Simon?
From here, it looked to me like could have been a stick tackle by Mila.
Now I'm suspecting Loughborough short corner wise. We're going to see Cradden potentially flick this. She's on. See Castle 1, number 14.
It could either be a stick tackle by Meltzer, a stick tackle by Mila, or when Mila saved it, I think she put it onto Grace's foot. I'm not sure. Take your pick.
Okay. Does go Castle 1. Cradden looks to flick low. Doesn't look like it's taken a touch. I don't think Loughborough are asking for it. It is given in the end. I think little foot by one of our runners. Inside the goal, along Mila Welch, you've got Millie Giglio, Julia there as well. I think we've got Grace as well as, I think that's Beth Alexander. The PCD team are reset. We've got two Castles again, Cradden on the left. It does go to her. Flicks low, great extension by Mila. Picked out
Fantastic save by Mila.
Good, it is another short corner. So a re-award now. Good one by the PCD team. Great save by Mila, actually. Low flick to that stick side. Does really well to get a toe to it. It's Castle 2. Low slap. Blocker doing really well. Good by Grace. Left hand on the floor. Giglio questioning AJ's call. Robust PCD so far by EG. Don't want to jinx it at all. Touch wood. Injection goes to Castle 2. Low slap. And it is a goal for the away team.
Yeah, and it's a goal for Loughborough.
It's number 16. Now, after a sort of a sustained period of EG pressure, the visitors do have their goal. So it's a Castle 2 pick-up. The striker sort of takes it a little bit past the defender's left foot and then sort of an inside-out slap to take it past the post player in the corner. Nice idea to connect through the press with a little sort of deflected ball. Picked up though by Lil. Asking for a little bit of a deeper offer by one of our forwards. Tom's plays to Grace. Grace slap ball through to the top of the circle. Looks to find Tess with this sort of first time ball, but actually doesn't really come to anything. Tess with a bit of an ambitious play at the ball on the reverse side. Yeah, trap that. That's a fun one to sling to your left back. Not the nicest of balls, but we'll take it. A couple more of them, please. Loughborough centre back, that'd be quite nice. Ball now held by Grayson Tomps. Nice pass forward by Tomps. Picked up by Tess here, who will look to get the ball inside the circle. Again, not sure she had eyes up there to be able to connect forward with Leisha, but the intent to play forward is great. I just think perhaps needed to see that opportunity a little bit more. Great steal by Court. Really, really nice interception, anticipating that ball in towards the screen. Loughborough looking to exploit space through the pitch first, then go outside. So really nice by Court on the steal there. I think could have probably done a little bit better at shooting as soon as we crossed the line. Again, inside the circle. Great carry forward, but again, good steal by Chloe Brown. Tess does well to pick up the ball, little jab away. Needs a guard offer here from Cece. Carlotta does come through. Tess doing well to get into the circle. Looks to win a short corner. positive she did make one, asking the umpire, but no call given. Great steal by Tess. Who's 1v1 at the top of the circle. Peels inside. Leisha's with her. Just doesn't quite come. I think ball by Tess is a little bit slow. Leisha maybe look to lift the ball over with the first touch as well. I think Cece's having a little bit of a paddy there, asking for a bit of a card. Not quite sure on what. Syme back on the pitch now. Looks to get into a more advanced area. Ball straight through the press to Tess. Tries to find Syme with a little foot at the top of the circle. Offers Felicia well. 5 not being given by Tess on the carry, unfortunately. But EG looking to get their way back into this game, looking to be quite direct through the Loughborough press. Big kick of the ball. Big kick of the ball. Doof. Carlotta out towards Grace, who has an opportunity there to play the ball in. Back out with Tomps through to Mason. Carlotta now. Not the bravest of pressing from Loughborough 21. EG looking to connect into the circle quite a lot. Again, running into a fair bit of traffic. Nothing definite. It just feels like it is very much get the ball inside the circle and then we'll sort of play from there. But there needs to be sort of a definite offer there. EG squeezing the pitch now through Leisha and Tess, but they come forward. Nice 2v1 by Loughborough out on that ball side part of the pitch. EG ball though.
Molly always plays the ball very quickly, doesn't she? Straight up. As soon as she gets it up the left, no hesitation.
Where we go, sorry. Beth Alexander on the ball, top circle, looks to get one on the backhand. Bit of a late shot there from Courtney. Sorry, Simon, what were you saying?
Just commenting that when the ball comes out to Molly and she's on the left defender position, she plays it immediately up the left-hand side. There's no hesitation. Means the person receiving the ball's got some space, time to work on it, right? She never holds onto it.
No, Molly's quite a consistent performer. Never really drops lower than sort of 7 out of 10 most games, and just very confident in what her role is. All ball into circle now. Good pick up on the reverse. Mila's asked to come out and the ball is played wide, but again another sort of dangerous moment for the away team here. Mila doing well just to threaten with the stick on that right hand side. Mason plays forward to Walker. Robbed by the combination of 17 and 18 by Loughborough. Mason does well to then win back the ball. Good left to right by Mason, and looks to get ahead. Plays forward to Bieber. Mauser looks to get ahead with her. Julia and Thompson, a little 2v2. Mila's asked to come kick the ball away. EG set up in their deep circle defence now. Clean pick pick up by Mauser. EG with numbers and space. Ball played forward to Bieber, picks it up. 5 yards away from the circle now. Looks to float one through into the circle. Little touch off Loughborough's foot. So it will be a EG restart just on the edge here. Doing really well, glides past the first, nice connection for the second. Bieber inside the circle with Simon ball now. Just loses out, a little bit messy on that circle edge. Ball again, shapes the play in, tries to connect with Mauser, 2v1, Mauser leads away again, nice little give and go. Good offer by Giglio on this T-spot, enters the circle really well. Can't quite get it away with any sort of power. Again, quick restart by Alexander. Loses out 1v1.
Less than 40 seconds of this half remaining.
Oh, I want a goal for the home team, specifically. Come on. Mason on the left-hand side. Looks to play forward. Comes back out with some quick hands to keep away from contact. Plays forward to Mauser. Mauser inside the circle. Early call by the umpire for a purple restart. Or African violet, as they call it. And that brings quarter two to a close. Score is 1-0 to the visitors. After a heavy defeat yesterday, they bounced back in a really strong way, creating a couple of meaningful opportunities, EG with nothing really concrete towards goal. A couple of like bobbling balls and hopeful opportunities played in towards the circle. So a little bit frustrating probably for the home side, feeling like they've had enough possession to capitalise on some of these moments, but nothing definite created just yet. So Loughborough proving to be very resolute in their circle defending. So big well done to them. Q3 awaits.
And it looks like Loughborough have begun the third quarter in the manner in which they began the game, with attacking short corner within a few moments of resumption of the game. And a second goal for Loughborough, and we'll see if we can bring that goal back for you in a second. So that brings the score to East Grinstead 0, Loughborough 2. Here's the goal back. You can see they just moved the corner to the side, and Beth Alexander on the line, not able to prevent that from being a goal. EG definitely moved up the pitch in this second half, looking to put a sustained period of pressure on Loughborough, but until winning that corner, not sufficient outcomes. Julia Balkazak coming to find out which corner routine the team's going to play. Bieber Mills with Balkazak the stopper and Grace Bulsden with Chloe Brown the stopper. Tess Howard on the slip left, Sally Syme and Beth Alexander on the slips right. And it's a goal for Bieber Mills. And EG win another short corner. This time I think it looks like it might have been Sally Syme that won that corner, or Alex Meltzer maybe with an attempt at a shot. Looks like Giglio and Bulsden on the corner. I think Bieber Mills would have gone off with Balkazak and Brown the stoppers. And a second goal for East Grinstead, and that's Grace Bulsden on target for East Grinstead. So Grace Bulsden brings the scores level with a short corner, and it is now 2-2. Big stretch there by Beth Alexander. Pass inside, probably not the right choice there, but Giglio clearing up after her. Direct play there from Beth Alexander to Leisha Nelson. Okay, here is Grace Bulsden's goal from above, and she just slings it around that defender. We can see that from the other angle here as she finds that gap just on the right-hand post. And here is the same one from behind the goal. So you can, goodness me, the post person was unlucky there. Loughborough here with a long corner, playing it back deep, looking to build a solid platform. Coming around the left-hand side, and Chloe Brown engages. Must have been a backhand pass across, so free hit to East Grinstead. Mounts are sprinting up, looking to create a leading run. Loughborough win the ball back though, and looks like they retain possession, have a free hit just outside the 25, just outside the circle. Can look back at Bieber's goal. Here we go from above. And similar to Grace, puts it in that right-hand corner. The post person may have got a stick to it, or it may have come off her leg. Not sure. Let's see from this angle if we can. Yeah, it hits the defender on the line. So I wouldn't want to be number 16. Thank you all very much for the likes. We got to 25. Really appreciate that. Still got another quarter and a bit to go. Do you reckon we can get to 30? Just takes a little click on your screen. Thank you very much. We're just reflecting. We have a suspicion that the majority of viewers are Loughborough viewers. So assuming we're right, thank you all very much for watching the live stream and supporting your team. Really appreciate it. I hope you're getting a good view of the action. Don't recall any stoppages, so probably less than 15 seconds before the end of this quarter. Tempted aerial there, didn't quite go according to plan. Surely the whistle's going to go any second now for the final break. And there we have quarter time. So 1 quarter to go and quite a tight game. Loughborough obviously learned a lot of lessons from their match yesterday up at Surbiton, and I don't think anyone wants to play a team after they've just suffered a heavy defeat. Definitely all the motivation is there to put things right, learn the lessons, and Loughborough will definitely be fit and will be looking to make sure that that shows in the final quarter. The top of your screen, you can start to see behind the hedge some of the men's team walking down with their white shorts ahead of their game with Old Georgians. Old Georgians having lost 2 games since playing against Bloomendale. Suspect they too will be looking to return to winning ways today, so EG men will have a tough task ahead of them. Hi, Javier Gomez. Vamos CG, couldn't agree with you more. Thanks for watching and supporting. Here goes Tess Howard with the ball, and Sally Simon looks like is in front of her, and Courtney Hansford, sorry, Millie Gignio on the right, and Alex M. Again, thanks for your support. Thanks again, everyone, for the likes. We got to 32. Really appreciate that. You know what they do. As soon as you achieve the objective, we move the goalpost. Can we get to 40? There's just another 4. No, sorry, that's another 8. Can we get to 40 likes? Great save by the Loughborough goalkeeper there. Great tackle there by Carlota Gomez. Javier, I hope you saw that. Loughborough in lots of space here. They've done well. Mila saves. Amy Thompson on the ball. Molly Mason very high up the pitch on the right hand side, getting into the circle. And quite an incredible bit of skill there, but not a goal. We might be able to show you that back. It's difficult to tell whether it was the Loughborough defender or Molly, but one of them deflected it into the circle, and I think it was pretty clear that it was lifted. Loughborough doing well, playing 3G's press. High forward now goes out to collect the wide ball under the attention from Grace Ballston. Played into the circle, but Molly Mason clears up. Lily Walker comes away straight away with the ball, finds Tess Howard. Tess through the centre, under attention from two players. EG shot not good enough. Loughborough come away now. Just under 13 minutes remaining. Big shouts from Loughborough for a short corner there, and I have to say, from my perspective here, it looked as though they had a case. The umpire, though, putting his hands out wide and saying play on. Meltzer there carrying the ball out and creating an attack for EG. Near post attempt to deflect in, doesn't go according to plan. But several of the EG players are raising the game and looking to see if they can create a difference. Amy Thompson creeping up the right hand side. Molly Mason's going to give the ball to Grace Ballston. Will Grace play it high? No, she's going to go inside to Carlotta Gomez, who can't find, I think, Beth Alexander up the left. Less than 10 minutes to go. Great work there from number 5 for EG, Alex Meltzer, really making life difficult for the Loughborough player. Meltzer's lost the ball now though to the left midfield player for Loughborough, being forced all the way across the pitch. Loughborough try up the right hand side. EG bring it into the circle. Great save by the Loughborough goalkeeper. Out it comes to Sally Syme, plays it back to Grace Bulsden, out to Amy Thompson. Julia Balkazak up there on that right hand side. Yep, she's going to get that ball. Backhand pass into the circle. Shot by Bieber Mills on the backhand. She scored 2 like that yesterday. This time unable to do so. Asking if there was a free hit in her favour. Great tracking the back there by Lily Walker. Here's Balkazak on the ball. Looking for Lily. Loughborough nearly getting an interception there, but Lily Walker carries the ball and Tess Howard picks it up. Short corner for East Grinstead, won there by Tess Howard. So both Bieber Mills and Grace Bulsden lining up. Sally Syme ready to stop for Bulsden and Balkazak ready to stop for Bieber. I'm going to place a bet this is going to be a slip to Beth Alexander. No, it's not. But it's very nicely charged down, and Bieber Mills scores on the backhand to get the winner. Well, not the winner, but to put EG 1 goal ahead. Here's the corner, brilliantly charged down by Loughborough. And then Bieber manages to find that one little corner where there's a... Oops. Let's just look at that from the behind the goal. Right between the defender and the goalkeeper. Just under 2 minutes remaining, and Loughborough now camped in the East Grinstead 25. Looks like Giglio's taken a bit of a bash there. That does not look good. She's hobbling off the pitch, so does not look like Giglio can continue. Just over a minute remaining. Great work there by Sally Syme, carrying the ball out and managing to pull off, get a free hit on the way out. EG play the ball up the left-hand side. Managed to gain a few metres of territorial progression. Now EG look to, I thought they were going to play it across the back, but not so this time. Now, by our clock, time is up, but we did manage to get a glance at the scoreboard outside a few moments ago, and we think there's about 90 seconds left. Looks like a penalty stroke awarded for East Grinstead, and Bieber does her customary ball juggling ahead of taking a penalty stroke. So I'm going to need to get this because the AI camera is going to do what it wants. And on this occasion, Bieber is attempt is saved. We'll take another look at that. And I did notice in the chat, Alex M, still time for another Bieber hat-trick. I decided not to say anything because I thought it'd be tempting fate. Perhaps I should have done. But nevertheless, on this occasion, Bieber not able to put the ball in the back of the net. That is the end of the game, but here is the Bieber penalty stroke. And the goalkeeper guessed right, and unfortunately the stroke wasn't quite wide enough of the goalkeeper. And it finishes EG3, Loughborough 2, which, although from a points perspective is the outcome EG wanted, I think from a Loughborough perspective, whilst they'll be disappointed not to get points, they've done exceptionally well to come back from yesterday's outcome. So does anybody think they can just hit the like button one time for us to get it up to 40? And in a few moments we will wrap up today's live stream.